You're going to be transformed into the so-called place you call Happyland. How do you spell it there? It is Hapiland. Oh, okay. You can slow it down and call it Happyland. But it's Hopland. Hopland.
Hopland.
It's still a happy place. So it doesn't matter the way you say it. It's a happy place, so if you want to call it Happyland, that is perfectly fine. That's what your planet will be transformed into, and the entire universe once the event happens.
And now I feel the energy.
That's why it will be so many colors around, because color is life. Color is life. And light. That's why when everyone is transformed, they will all be better. That's why you will see every being that is so-called fairy tales, everyone will see. See, after the so-called event happens, the flash, the wave, whatever you want to call it, everyone will see everything that they so-called thought were fairy tale. That's why some people will be able to handle it and some will not. But everyone will be happy and joyful because of all of the light and colors and different things they will see. That's why you will be around to help them. Some people will not be able to take it all in, so it will make them very anxious and afraid. And you have to calm them down from this fear. If they can't take it, that's when some will be taken away for a while and helped to. They will be helped to take in all of the light. Some people live in so much darkness in their lives and they can only handle the darkness because it is so much easier to be negative because their egos keep them there. They have to.
The energy is so strong right now.
As you were saying, their egos will take over. Their egos will take over and it will keep them in the negative, scared way. So you will need to help them. It was only because they were taught that. They were taught that, and that's all they knew. Because they were hidden from the truth. Because of the things that they do on your planet to keep them that way. What you will have to do is to stand by them, to talk to them. Just the regular way. It won't be as hard as you think. All you will have to do is talk to them and tell them. It is light, it is color. Don't worry about what these other beings look like. They're not going to hurt you. They will never hurt you. Because you are where you're supposed to be. It should always have been this way. But you did not know that because you were programmed into the third dimension. You were programmed into the third dimension. They only wanted you to know basic things. They didn't want you to know your potential or your power. They wanted you to only believe you can only do certain things. They did not want you to remember Hopland. Here in the light where I am is pretty much what Hopland is. Hopland and what you call heaven is the same thing. It is the same thing. That's why when you transform from your life you are now to the light, everything is good. Yes, I know it sounds simple, but that is because it is simple. Everything on your planet is not simple, and they made it that way. Yes, you are part of Hopland. Everyone on your planet is part of Hopland. But some realize it more than others. That's why some on your planet, they leave your planet early because they cannot take all of the negative energy. They can never understand why there are bad people on your planet because they forget. They forget that they signed a contract to come down there to be bad people. It is by design. You knew up here that you signed a contract to come down there to be certain people. People that know that can handle the negativity better because they know everyone down here signed on to be what they wanted to be. That's why people that know that are stronger. If someone does something bad to someone else and they know that it was a contract, then it will not interfere with their knowing of Hopland. You will be very strong. A lot of people are connected together because they know of Hopland. It is very colorful. It has all kinds of beings. It has all kinds of different kinds of plants. For you, it will almost look like what you say on your planet, like you call a cartoon. It looks kind of that way. Or mixture of a cartoon and so-called real life. But it is a very happy place, just like where we are is a happy place. That's what your planet will be transformed into. That's why you were so drawn to that session. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Yes, you understand now. If you notice, slowly, your planet is slowly starting to get better. Your so-called winter was hard. There are still some things they're trying to do to make everyone angry. But we are trying and will make it even better. We're warming everything up. Your people on your planet love the season on your planet you call spring because it starts to make everything new. That's why we call them blossoms. That's why we call them blossoms because it is a new time. Everyone is slowly getting happier. Yes, things will turn around. You did what you had to do. You did very well. Very well. Everyone will slowly start to feel warmth. Their light and their bodies will get better. They will transform their egos. They will try not to be so negative all the time because of being held down in your planet. And they will transform their egos into happier egos. Yes, it is true. It is what you say, a double-edged sword. But you can pick which side of the sword you want to use. Everyone has a choice. You are all connected. Pick the light side of the sword. That way your ego will always be happy and give you good thoughts. You remind everyone of that. If someone seems like they're having a hard time connecting to the light side, if they want help and they have a problem speaking with us, tell them pick the light side of the sword. You pick the light side of the sword, your ego will change and you will be happy. They will be part of Hopland again. It is always with them, but some do not realize it. Yes, they will always be part of Hopland, or as you will call it, Happyland. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? if you say it slower, because it is a joyful and happy place. It is very important. You are doing very well. Do you have any more questions? Okay. Do you have any questions?
He just pointed to me. Hello. Is this Metatron? Or Uriel?
This is Metatron.
Hi. So that's where we're from. Is Hopland? Hopland?
Yes, it is Hopland.
Hopland.
Hopland is what it will be called on your planet, but you can be there now.
So that's why I've been seeing so many colors in my mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it is getting stronger.
And
it's kind of another sense. It is getting stronger because something is coming. You are preparing. You will be prepared. You are so-called gearing up.
Is that the thing that we call disclosure?
Yes. It is that.
Because that comes before the flash, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It comes before.
Okay. I just had a friend tell me that she has been thinking a lot about, again, it's the idea of the, like, why did we come here? This seems crazy. When I pass over, I'm not going to go to the light. I'm going to go to another place. And she wanted me to ask about the difference between angelics and galactics. And I tried to say, well, remember, to be a galactic, you have to go to the light and get a body. We were having a discussion about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone is angelic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like I told you before on your planet, people like to make up words for new things. You have galaxies, what you call them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is galactic. Everyone is angelic. They're
Right.
both the same thing. People on your planet like to put things in boxes. They like to have choices. That's not really a choice because it's the same thing. They both are the same. They're not different. They're both the same thing. You are angelic. You are so-called what they call galactic.
Mm-hmm.
You're also universal.
Mm.
You are everything. You are everything. Your ego tries to confuse you.
Okay.
The ego tries to give you choices when there are not even any choices to be made because it is everything. You are everything.
Uh-huh.
You do not need to put everything in a box. When you put things in a box and try to separate things that do not need to be separated.
There was a class that we took where we were going through a thing. Where are you from? Are you galactic? Are you oh, I can't even remember. It was, one was angelic, one was galactic, or maybe it even split it out further. Like, are you, what kind of energy do you have? Is it,
Right.
yeah, like, are you Lyran? Are you reptilian? Different things like that.
That is a misconception.
Mm-hmm.
The only good thing about what they are doing is they're trying to get people to be good. But unfortunately, when you split too many things up, it causes division.
Mm-hmm.
Your people love splitting things up so they can have choices. The only thing you need to know is there's only one choice:
Mm-hmm.
the light. Everything that has to do with the light is the same. It doesn't matter what it is. That's why you have so many problems with race on your planet. Which the only thing they need to know is on your planet, you call yourselves human, you are the human race.
Uh-huh.
Everyone would get along if they all believed they were all one human race.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they want to be stuck on color and how someone looks. Just to put everything in a box and call everyone different. That causes division. That is not good.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot do that. You are all the same. You all are like me. You're all like living in physical bodies. You all need to believe that you're a part of the light. Or Hopland.
Yes. I've been looking, and there are people who really talk about this soul trap, this so called soul trap. They've seen it, they know about it.
That does not exist.
Right. We've talked about that.
That is their egos giving them something negative.
Okay. Do they see it actually make it up or
Yes.
manifest? Okay.
Because it's negative.
Yeah.
Your planet keeps you in the negative.
Uh-huh.
It's easy to be negative on your planet when you feel like you're being beat down.
Yeah.
So they feel the need to have something to fight against. When in reality, you really do not need to fight anything. No one on your planet should be fighting anything. Everyone on your planet supposed to be living, as you say, carefree and happy.
Right. That was another question she had. Should I be paying attention to the news? Should I be fighting? You know, she was talking about a law that was changing in her state, and she didn't want to lose her home there due to that. And so she's torn between paying attention to all these things and trying to make change, between that and doing what I told her I do, which is I don't watch the news anymore. I don't pay attention to those things because I'm so sensitive that it doesn't do me any good to do that. I can't do that.
Yes, that is the hard test on your planet. People get used to living a certain way. If they have something that they're attached to and they don't want to lose it, they have to decide if they really need that or if they don't. Because even if they lose it, they will not be poor. Because you can always get something else. You can always get something else. You have that power to get something else.
Meaning she could create the same thing.
You could create the same thing somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
or you can create the same thing in that same area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sometimes it's not worth fighting for something because that is what they do on your planet to keep everything negative. They want you to fight.
Okay.
They have all the power, so-called power.
Yeah.
So they try to fight the so-called little guy to make them angry, get them to fight. And if the person is really, really into the light, they will look and see if they really need to fight or if they could just let it go and say, okay, you can have it then, but I'm going to get it somewhere else.
Okay.
Sometimes it's easier just to get it somewhere else because even though they think they have all of the power, they can only fight in so many places at one time.
I see.
So if you can find the same thing somewhere else, let them have that one place. Find another better spot and start over.
Yes, and that just came to my mind that they are doing something else now to cause more anxiety and stress. And I know she's wondering what to do. Like, it is that, do I fight this or do I let, and she's very good at fighting that, but like you said, there's so much negativity. I don't know how long you can do that when they're doing so many things.
It's not very healthy to do that.
Okay.
She cannot take all the responsibility about that.
There's that too. Because she did a big thing all on her own.
You cannot fight. Fighting is not positive. Fighting, if you are fighting to give someone light, that is good. Fighting over things is not worth it. Fighting to keep a certain status is not good. Status means nothing. Status means nothing.
Well, soon it will not mean anything if that's what we're changing to, because I've seen that world, and it is. My client said the homes were massive, and everyone had exactly what they wanted. It was beautiful.
That is the way it's supposed to be. Your planet is not like that. Only certain people have everything they need.
Yeah.
That's why it's division.
But she is very, very high vibrational. She's very talented in channeling, even.
Yes, but she is too tied to her family. You cannot be high vibrational if you're always, as you say, you cannot ride the fence. You have to pick one side. Either you're going to live for the side where you're fighting all the time and living to get things and living to make other people happy. That is not living on the light side. Living on the light side is living carefree, not worrying about anybody else unless you're taking care of them on the light side for their mental well-being. But fighting for things is not living on the light side. Things do not matter.
Is there anything else you would say to her?
You have to choose a side. If you want to work in the light, then work in the light. Working in the light on your planet is harder because when you're living in the light, you're pretty much always happy. And people are living so hard on your planet right now, they do not like happy people. It bugs them. It bugs them.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Because
session.
their egos is so headstrong on getting things and so-called trying to make their lives better. Some people may think their lives better, but they're not living in a light because they're just trying too hard to keep things, trying to survive or getting better things instead of just living life carefree and happy.
You talked about that in one of our early sessions, I remember.
Yes, that is the way you're supposed to be living your life.
Yeah.
Even though we know it's harder to live that way on your planet, but you can do the best that you can by not caring about what other people think about you. Because when you care about other people, what they think about you, you're not living in the light. Because you're not living your life for them. You do not need their approval for anything. If they don't like the way you are, then that is their problem, not yours. You're not living your life for them. As they say, you came into that life by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself. You will see other people once you cross over. Sometimes you can see them when you're in this type of thing, in a session, as you call it, you will see other people. People has to not let their egos take over. Most of the people on your planet are totally controlled by their ego, the negative ego. But you can turn your ego into a good ego. Like we said, it is a double-edged sword. You pick a side. You can have a sword with a sharp side that will cut you and you can live on that side, or you can pick the softer side. The softer side of the sword does not even cut. And why would you call it a sword if it doesn't cut? They named it a sword because that's what they named it. And it is used to cut. But that doesn't mean that's the only thing it can do, because you can make anything you want. You can make anything you want and it can do whatever you want. That's why double-edged sword came to be.
Okay. That's the ego that you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Because just because we call it double-edged, edge doesn't mean it is sharp, but that's the way people on your planet figure. If you say edge, either you're on the edge of a cliff. If you say edge on a sword, they assume edge means it is short.
Okay.
But no, that's why we call it double edge. Because only one side of the sword actually cuts, the other side does not. They see it, but you have to tell them that. They have made swords that actually cut on both sides.
I'm trying to imagine a sword that has a side that does not cut,
When they first made swords, they only had one side.
Oh, okay. Like a knife, kind of?
Yes.
Okay.
But unfortunately, when they had battles, someone got smart, and they called that a double-edged sword. Which made it more confusing, because now, like I just told you, you can use the side that is sharp, or you can use the side that is not sharp. But some swords have two sharp sides. But what they don't know is there are also two flat sides of the sword. So you use the two flat sides. That way no one will get hurt. The flat sides do not cut. So instead of having a double-edged sword, you actually have a quadruple side sword. It has four sides. If it's a double-edged sword, you have two sharp sides and two flat sides. Yes. Yes.
What's going on?
He understands.
Coconut? What's going on with Coconut? He's very hyper, running around. Why?
He is getting excited. He
Oh.
understands the message, and it is also getting close to your sunrise.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Everyone on your planet needs to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be stronger, put their foot down. Not fight, but need to show that they are strong.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily strong in a negative way, but be very, very confident.
I felt like that was part of that message, was to be confident in your happiness. The words to describe it were so powerful. And
Yes.
to not apologize for it whatsoever.
Do not apologize for it.
Yeah.
Correct. That is why your husband summoned me.
He feels
excited, and he knows that you're very close.
Okay.
And that is my message for you.
Is there any other message that you have for others who are struggling? And we're going to put this up, I know, and share it. And also that's the session that you're referring to.
People need to know that, like we said before, it is a double-edged sword, and you need to pick the side that won't hurt you. Keep your ego positive. Do not let your ego give you anything negative. Mm-hmm. Stay positive as much as possible. We know it is hard, but you have to so-called fight and stay on the positive side. Mm-hmm. It gives you better, clearer thinking what you need to do next to improve your life, to make it easier. Mm-hmm. You just have to stay on the light side. Just stay positive as possible. Just stay positive. Mm-hmm. And think clearly, and that will help you maneuver through the difficult times.
I think that's the hard thing, is when you feel so beat down.
Yes.
You know, it's so hard to do anything. It's
so easy to give up.
Yes.
Because when you give
you
up,
feel drained.
You kind of rest, but at the same time, if you give up, you won't think about how to push forward.
That's true.
And that make things worse.
Yes, if you just freeze.
Yes, you cannot freeze. You can rest too, but while you're resting, you can also think of positive things to try to maneuver out of the hard things. You do not have to do it to the point where it exhausts you. You can do it a little bit at a time and remember those things and do those things. You can do one little thing at a time. Work your way out of the negative situation. And once you get to the top, where you're always happy and you feel safe, keep doing it. But don't keep doing it to the point where you're desperate or fighting to keep it and you're worried about losing it again. You can't worry about losing it again. Don't worry about losing anything. Because if you do lose it, it is not the end of the world. You can just go about another way and do it again. That is part of the hardship on your planet. You have to fight to keep things, unfortunately. But if you don't see it as fighting, you just see it as progressiveness, then you will be able to maneuver better. If you see you lost something, do not cry over it. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just get another one. Just get another one, go about it a different way, and keep going. Do not stress or cry over it, because that is not going to do any good. You fight and you do another one. You know how to do it because you know how you got it. So it's okay, well, I'll just have to get another one. Yes, it kind of hurts to start over, but starting over is not a negative thing. You have to see everything in a positive light. That's how you can move faster. You say you lose something, you automatically jump in and try to make another one. But don't stress over the one you lost. You can remember the thing that you lost, and just make another one. To make another one and do it again. Don't worry about how long it took you to do it, because that is a negative. If you're worried about how long it took you to do it, then that's like stress. Adding more stress and more negativity. You're not going to get it done that way. You can't worry about time. Even if it is time sensitive, you can't worry about time. You have to maneuver around it. If it took you years to get something and you lose it, make another one. Don't worry about how many years it's going to take. You can't worry about the past. It will affect you. It will take you forever to make the new one because you'll be worried about how long it took you to make the other one, and that's a negative. I see. You can't do that.
So you need to be able to manifest it.
Yes. Yeah. Because it might not take you as long to make the second one. And that is a problem with people on your planet. They are so time sensitive with things. They get so frustrated it took them so long to make the one thing. They say, I don't have that many years to do it again. But they don't realize it might not take them that many years to get it again, because you already know how to do it. If you already know how to do it, it's not going to take you that long to do it again, because you know all of the tricks. And you'll be able to do it faster because you already know all of the tricks. Right.
Now, I have one more question, if that's okay. It's about manifesting. There was something that we watched on TV, and Travis got the message that we manifested something negative just from watching a TV show. Is that correct?
Yes, that happens sometimes. If you
really
watch negative things, if you watch negative things and it doesn't affect your mind and you know it's for entertainment, then it will not affect you. But if you watch negative things and you think it coincides with your life, that is not good, because that is the same as manifesting. That is like, oh, that looks like that's happening to me right now. That is manifesting.
So can you watch a positive thing and think, that is happening to me right now? Can you find anything like that? And
yes, you can actually, even if you have a terrible life and you watch something really good, you can manifest that. But the way you manifest it, you can't say, I want my life to be that way. When you manifest, you can say, my life is that way. Even if it's not. If you're watching a movie and someone is rich, you could be like, I'm rich. Even if you don't have any money, I'm rich. And that'll trigger something in your brain, and it will help you figure out ways to make more currency, and you will be so-called rich. It'll help you.
So the way I've been doing it, where I pretend I'm talking to anyone, someone, and I just say, oh, and this happened, and that happened, and that's when everything became great.
Yes.
And all these things started from that day.
Yeah, that is how you manifest.
So you just make up a story, but you make it now that it's already done. Is that right?
Yes, that is how you manifest. Is the message for today. You have to transform your ego and manifest good things, and it will happen. That is how you get good things going. You can't dwell on the negative because that will not help you. That is the message for every day, actually. Everyone should have that message every day of their life. You wake up and you make it the best day it can be. I know it sounds simple the way I say it, but it really is that simple. That's a message.
All right. Thank you. Okay. He's gone, I think. And my phone's about to die. So that was another midnight channeling. Or actually, I think it's more like 5 a.m. channeling. Travis will probably wake up and not know that that happened, but I will tell him and he'll get to hear this. I hope this message is helpful, and the session too. It was just a session worth watching if you can take the time. It's not like any other session that I've had. All right. Love you guys. Bye.